As you release your breath, you get the feeling that you're safe once more. I don't know who this person is, but her walking these halls is unfortunate.
I want to be extra on the lookout for hearing her footsteps or anything.
She is not hard to track as she has plate boots, but the dog is a little harder. But you are going to try and be as perceptive as possible. So, as you continue sneaking through this vault of lies, you follow its long, open yet dimly lit silent hallways. You suddenly come to a cylindrical room. And as you look, there's a floor beneath this still, as you're on a balcony looking down into what seems to be more like a centralized study room. And there's the plate of the custodian's office on the door. You silently sneak in and look down from the balcony to see what's going on here. And you see a mess of multiple desks filled to the brim with ink quills and ink stamps, books strewn all around as neatly everywhere, and a young Alberian man seemingly working orderly in betwixt the chaos of his work environment. With brown curls, a young Alberian man, which seems very poignant and well-dressed. His hair, though looking slightly disheveled, is actually impeccably groomed backwards. He seems rather like a rich kid in a nice, slick Alberian night suit in black colors with a white, puffed-up shirt underneath. He has piercing blue eyes and a slight beard. He almost looks like a student you would assume to be enrolled in a rich Alberian university of sorts.
Is his back turned to us?
He can see you because you're one floor higher, so you're spying from above.
Oh.
And you see that as he's silently working at this late hour behind his desk, reading chapters from a book that stands next to a tall stack of them, periodically stopping to stamp a part of the page with a black ink stamp, seemingly redacting parts of all these books. Suddenly he stops as you hear plate mail enter the room below you. You see him look up, say, You again. I thought I told you earlier today that your work is done. Everything's under control and nothing's changed since you last were here. Nothing ever bloody changes in here. Then you hear the woman that you saw earlier say, I stuck around for a bit, Quinto. Bad luck traversing these woods at such a late hour, the Doranese say. Would you have it, my companion got a scent of something quite peculiar. Then Quinto, behind this desk, pops up again and says, Ugh, you can't seriously be trusting that mutt of my good word. Red Hand, I assure you, this place is as secure as my family's finances. It's probably just one of the guards. It smelt. They reek of hell, all right. Perhaps that's why it smells so familiar to it. And he looks very deeply into her eyes now, almost like making a very rude remark. Now please, leave me be while I continue my work, and for the love of the chantry, go to sleep. I can't deal with your maddening foot stomping all around me. Woman then leaves the office with her dog at her side, which follows her, and the man is left alone to continue his work.
You see that on the desk, the man has a little, almost like a miniature furnace. And as he goes over the books, he is illuminated by the light of the fire on his desk. And sometimes when he reads a page, you see him rip out the page, crumple it up, and throw it into the fire on his desk. And this is sort of how the censoring works.
Maybe I should use that potion to see what he's thinking.
Wait a minute.
Shall I try?
Just wait a minute.
Just will you try?
Can't you just change it to the woman again and convince him to tell you what a vault
The
is?
woman? I feel like the woman is risky, no? I change into the guard that just picked up the books.
If you cast a spell right now, that would probably require a little bit more. So I'll ask you to roll stealth again.
Well, I'm still looking like the guard anyways, right?
Yes.
So I'll just go like that towards the And
Okay,
I go. I kind of try to find a way to. Is there a way that I can go out? And,
You
like,
don't
knock?
see a clear way downward, but you saw that the Red Hand, which is what this woman is apparently called, went a very different direction to get downward. So you don't know the exact route.
Maybe you can just read their mind.
Then I guess we gotta use the potion.
But listen, if you read their minds, then they might not be thinking about the right book.
That's also
What
true.
if you were to go down there in your current disguise to talk with the man, and I read his thoughts, and you try and guide the conversation in a way that might be helpful to us?
All right, I'm just gonna try it. I go back for the direction and go down.
So you follow the way as the soldier that the Red Hand went before. And at one point you cross her as she walks alongside you, and she doesn't look at you first, and then gives you a small, stoic glance. And looks at you just a
nod.
little too long. Nods back, and then continues along her path with the dog, who's still sniffing.
Just to be clear, we are not with
No,
Vanity.
you're
right?
still on the
No.
balcony
No,
on
no,
top,
no,
hiding,
okay.
yeah.
Vanity is soloing this one out.
Yeah. So you then get to the lower floor, the basement, which is where the custodian's office is, and it's almost like a museum. This, as you see the hallway that enters into the office, where this light of these oil lamps shines. Do you enter?
Yes.
Eli, you then see Vanity enter this room below you, as the custodian looks up, and then towards Vanity and says, "Yes, can I help you?"
Yes. One of the other workers is sick, so I'm covering this duty. But I'm
Sick. There's no
yeah.
excuse for just standing around.
You know, I think he was drinking.
He then looks up, a little bit surprised. His focus goes very intently, and he says, "Who was?"
No, sir, I can't. Sorry. I'm just here to pick up the work.
No. You can tell me who it is. It's fine. I'll just have a stern conversation with them.
And now I'm gonna drink the potion.
I'll be like, what's a very common Iberian name?
Marcus or Cesar would be very common Iberian names.
It's Marcus. But you know he's been going through a rough time, no?
He laughs to himself and looks at you very intently and says, "Thank you,
No, sir.
soldier. I'll have a little chat with him tomorrow."
I was told that I was supposed to. What were the names of the books? This Marquesa of Nice?
Make me a deception check, I would say. And you, Eli, as the potion starts to take effect, you feel your mind widening, and you hear the thoughts, the surface thoughts of everyone around you, as you focus on Quinto, the custodian downstairs, who then suddenly thinks, when Vanity asks him, "Oh, where are the books again?" You hear him think, "Oh, I can't wait to get out of this hellhole and back to the Listore. I hate to think of it, but these Doranese snobs are rubbing off on me." He then says, "You mean Marchesses of Nice?"
Is that how you say it? Marchesses of Nice.
You, lot really are illiterate, aren't you?
No, sir. I've had schooling.
Right, well, perhaps in the wrong places then. You should know your history. Be proud. Marchesses is one of the founding fathers of our nation. You then hear a thought go through his head as he said, "Well, at least Mama has finally sent me that letter. Don't have to tolerate these people much longer." And you wanted to say, Vanity?
Yes. So where I don't really know where to get it. This through the life.
Make me a deception check again. And I would say this time with advantage, because you succeeded your first one.
16 plus 6, 22.
Wow, okay.
Damn.
Better than the other.
You hear Eli in his mind as Quinto thinks, "What?" He pauses for a moment and is mistrusting and then drops it quite quickly. He says, It's in the Pale Academy part of the repository.
Right. In the Pale Academy.
Why do you
parts.
need it?
Huh?
Why are you asking?
I thought I had to get it. No.
What? No.
What? Really?
I checked the Pale Academy department last week. That's not due in like a month.
Are you sure, sir? I'm pretty sure Marcus.
Are you mistrusting my orders?
No. Of course not. I'm just trying.
Well, then be on your way and leave me to do my bloody work. I have a lot to catch up on. Bye, Sintus.
Thank you, sir.
And then he leaves. As you hear,
Vanity the guard scuttles back.
This is amazing.
as you hear in Quinto's head, my God, am I going to punish them tomorrow? You then hear one last thought as he thinks himself, actually, did I remember to lock the repository door? I'll go check after this blasphemous religious nonsense for peasants.
As he rips another page from a book and throws it into the fire.
All right, Vanity goes back. Hey.
So you join them back on the balcony.
Well, I think I'll probably I'll join them.
The
in
Red
back.
Hand is now nowhere to be found. She seems to be in another wing of this place. So where do you go now as a group? As Vanity rejoins your group, and you've talked to Jessica and Ruddy about what's happening, what you heard.
So we need to go to the repository.
Yes, riposte.
So you go to the repository, is that it?
Yeah.
Make me one last stealth group check.
Oh my god.
So much stealth.
Natural 20!
Oh, 17.
I had a 10.
10? Natural 20 from
Natural
Eli.
20.
What did Jessica get?
I had a 2.
A 2, wow.
That's a 6 total.
A 6 total, okay. 10, 6, natural 20, and what did Vanity get?
20.
20, non-natural. So as your mind returns to normal, Eli, you start all to sneak further into the Vault of Lies, away from the custodian's office and to this place called the repository. And you quickly come to it, in a more centralized chamber once more of this building, where all of the different stairwells and halls seem to lead to. This is the heart of whatever this Vault of Lies is. It's a large room, domed, almost like it's a chapel, with a high ceiling. The floor is of a similar green and white checkered stone floor, and the room has empire banners strewn all over the walls, though in the center of the floor seats a beautiful fresco of a red Alberian rose, which you know to be of the Empire. Apparently one of the only things not affected by the wear and tear of time in this place. Around the domed room, furthermore, are rows and rows of bookcases. These inclines of small walls of bookcases that go everywhere and go up 3 meters, making this room the first akin to a library that you've seen in this place since you entered. What most catches your eye is that on the opposite side of the room of your arrival, you see an immense door, almost a vault door of sorts, fully made of a thick steel, including its hinges. Above it, in fine lettering, you read repository. And what is strange about this door is that it's shaped like a bookcase, with a number of decorative books embedded in it, each made of a different color metal, making the vault door have almost like a 3D effect to it. And you see a number of these books have this strange metal color. Some are blue, one is red. Do you walk closer to it? You don't necessarily see a lock or how to open it. Why don't you make me an investigation check, whoever wants to.
Investigate.
That's really good, isn't it?
It's not that great.
Oh,
I mean, it's an 11.
11, okay. You discern that there are a total of 6, because it's not that hard. You discern that there are a total of 6 decorative books that seem particularly special in this fake metal bookcase vault door. And they're denoted by their color and metal. And along the spines of these books are 6 titles that read like actual real books. There is one book, or a metal part, which reads, in this blood red metallic color, Aquila I, or Aquila the First, and the annexation of Doran, a historical annal. Then there is a metallic book in a black color, which reads, Capturing the Great War, from the witch hunts to the front lines. Then there is a cobalt-colored metallic book that reads, Theorems on the Cobalt Plague and its Emergence. Then there is a book in a copper metallic color that reads, A Chronicling of the First Age of Artifice. Then there is a violet-colored metallic book that reads, Emperor Solidor II and the Emancipation of Witches. And finally, there is a white-colored metallic book that reads, Solidor I and the Night of Redress in historical context. And as you see these things, Eli, you notice that they have cracks in between them. You seem to be able to pull the bookcases.
So these are just hinges in a bookcase that make to be seem like books, but they're actually just hinges with letters on them.
I wish I could read. Why am I in a fucking library? Oh my god.
This is the worst place for Ruddy. It's Alberian Empire, and it's a lot of reading. It seems like you're able to pull some of these books. They don't go out of the bookcase, but you seem to be able to click them in place. So you definitely see that on the sides where you could pull these books are definitely fingerprints and wear and tear of it's rusted a little bit.
All of
so
them?
they have been pulled quite often.
And all of the books?
All of them, yes.
Okay, cool.
All of them as frequently, it seems. So that might be a hint for you.
Yeah.
So we gotta put these
wait.
in order of maybe when the books were written.
And this, I think, you would know, Eli, because you're the oldest of this group. There are 3 names that are all names of emperors and an empress of the Alberian Empire. There is Solidor I, who you know, and probably everyone knows, because this is very common knowledge, started the empire almost 100 years ago. Then there is Aquila I, which was the rough and iron-fisted empress which annexed the Doranese provinces, who is now also dead. And following her son, Solidor II, who rules now and is responsible for setting up the Witches' Convention and the Witches' Association. So that is what you know. And the rest, the Age of Artifice, the Cobalt Plague, and the Great War, these are common things to you. The Night of Redress, however, Vanity, make me a history check.
14.
That's pretty good, actually, for this level. You would know that the Night of Redress was a very feared historic event in the noble places and aristocratic places of both Doran and Alberia. It was a night starting 1300, so that's almost 100 years ago.
100 years ago.
Where all of the Alberian aristocracy, which didn't bow down to Solidor II at the first, was murdered in their sleep as a power grab.
So
But
that
we-
was almost 100 years ago. Then we can say, if we have to put these in chronological order,
The
Golden
night, Solidor
18.
and the Night of Redress.
Solidor I and the Night of Redress was 100 years ago.
So that's probably the first more logical. And Aquila was after him,
Yes.
and then Solidor II.
But Solidor II came only after.
Dear listener, John is sat in his chair, swiping his brow, being like,
Wait a minute.
I'm not gonna
wait a minute.
participate.
The emancipation of the witches.
I feel
So this
Came
is the scene. Jessica
after
Gale
the
has
Cobalt
set herself
Crisis.
in a corner in
Yes,
a chair.
that's
The Cobalt Crisis led to the Great War. The
yes.
emancipation of the witches, and then after this, the First Age of Artifice.
But the artifice.
you
is-
are currently
when
in the
did they-
second wave or the second age of Artifice, which is
And-
where the more tanks or mechanical contraptions such as cars, etc., have been tested for the first time. The first
First
age was rifles.
Age was
You know that the first age of Artifice started just after the annexation of Doran. So that is far before the Cobalt Plague, which was almost 20 to 25 years later.
So then, Vanity, are we down to try this out now?
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take the Salador the First and the Knight of Redress as the first book.
So the white metallic book, you click to the back and it locks in place as you hear a...
Okay, I think we might got this.
All
Your
right.
turn.
Then I will put in Aquila the First and the Annexation of Doran.
You pull the blood red book of Aquila and the annexation of Doran, and it also locks in place.
All right, and then after that, I will pull a chronicling of the first age of the artifice.
You pull back the copper book as you...
And then
and it locks in place.
we put the theorems of the Cobalt Plague and its emergence.
You take the cobalt blue colored book and you latch it back, and that also latches in place.
As you do that, I
are we
just kind of
sure
shudder
about-
slightly.
Are we sure about this? The Great War.
The Great War and the Emancipation of Witches. I'm pretty sure the war happened. That the Cobalt Crisis caused the war, and after the war, the Emancipation of Witches happened.
Then let's do that.
So as you take the black book of the Capturing the Great War, a historical annal, you click it back and you feel a little resistance. But then you notice that it's probably an old contraption as you lock it back anyways, and it clicks into place. And as you take the last book, which is Emperor Solidor II and the Emancipation of Witches, the violet colored book. And as you lock the last book into place, steam is released inside the door as you hear,
Share a look of like,
and
Oh
then
my God, we
Well,
did
Vanity
the
for a
it!
door opens as you hear a and you can
Crap.
probably shove it open.
You do hear the opening of the door echo a little bit throughout the halls.
And we're screwed.
guys, before we enter this place, we need to close this door behind us. And maybe we need to keep someone here to keep guard, because that Quinto person, when I was reading his thoughts, he said that he wasn't sure if he'd locked this place correctly or not, and he was going to check when he was done with his work.
Maybe Rudy should take care of this?
Yeah. That sounds like a plan.
Because
Yeah.
they can't read.
Oh,
So
that's the reason.
Well,
Seriously, that is the
because they're
reason.
the strongest one.
Yes, exactly.
So what are
And
you
they
doing?
Can't read.
So,
I could also come in and go inside. We close the door, and then I will just hide behind the door. When someone opens, I will attack.
yeah,
I think that's a good
one.
idea.
Let's do that.
All right, let's do that.
So, as you leave the vault door behind you, everyone goes in, and Ruddy keeps a little bit backward, trying to keep watch. You find yourself in a much narrower, darker hallway than before. There are only a couple of torches illuminating the hallway, creating for a dreary light. The walls are lined with an excessive amount of Alberian-style pillars, but no Empire heraldry adorns this forsaken place. The scent of forbidden knowledge and hushed speech fills this hallway, and is a little bit grim. Though it is long, there are many doors to both your left and right that seemingly lead into chambers filled to the brim with bookshelves full of confiscated books. The doors have small nameplates beside them, noting places in Doran such as Brovnoia, Levidia, Rizoltrov, Grokla, and then Orzon.
I look to a place. Do I see anything referencing the Pale Academy?
You see, on the far, far end of this hallway, across all of the different other towns and cities, you see the Pale Academy, which is the only room that goes straight. It seems like that is the most guarded place.
Without saying anything, I'll just be like, point towards that.
So, at the end of this long, dark hallway is a door that goes straight further ahead, with a nameplate that reads The Pale Academy above it. You open the door.
Yes.
It is of a dark wood, but as you open it, it creaks wildly with a. Its hinges apparently being in dire need of oiling up as it echoes a bit through the room.
As this happens, can I just take a moment to look around and make sure that we are completely alone?
There is no one here, as you don't hear sound, as everything goes awkwardly silent. As a dim lit hallway, which you previously were in, tries to fill the room of the door which you're opening, you notice that it is very dark in this Pale Academy room. There are large windows that let in the moonlight at day, but it's hardly enough to read any cover of a book. You have dark vision though, right? Do you stay in the dark?
No, I'm standing there with my sword.
Do I have
ready.
a torch?
You have a torch with you, yes? in
Can
your
I use
pack?
prestidigitation to light it up?
Sure, yes, I think that's a reasonable thing. So as you take your torch, you snap your fingers and a small flame begins to trickle around it as this warm torchlight fills this room, and you can all see now. And you see in this Pale Academy room, right in front of the entrance, there's a cabinet embedded in the wall with a number of alphabetically organized stacks of paper. As you gaze further into the dark room, you see rows and rows of bookcases containing old, musty tomes and leather-bound monstrosities, as well as a number of chests in between all of these bookcases. This room seems barely cleaned or kept by whoever runs this place.
Well, let's look for the book and get out of here.
Is there anything that seems to be like pretty and shiny?
If you have no specific clue, because it seems to be alphabetically organized, and it's organized in packages by name. So it seems to be like a Professor Langton, and then a Doctor blah blah blah.
You want to search for the family, right?
Wait, yeah, so we can do niece, we can do
You can see quite quickly that it's organized by the name of probably those who has been confiscated of.
Oh, so can we look at Maru? M?
You start to look through the M, and there's no Maru.
Can we look for
Valric?
Valric?
You search the V. There is a Valric, but you get the feeling this is the wrong Valric entirely. This is definitely not a merchant, as he has 5 different names.
What about Bosch?
Bosch?
Bosk.
Bosk,
Bosk.
sorry, Bosk.
You search for Bosk, and you find a package. A number of books, which seems to be like an assortment of 10 books. But what most catches your eye, so good thinking, is a lockbox of purple-colored wood with a bright golden star inlaid on the top of it. It doesn't seem to be locked, and it's hidden in between these books of Doretta Bosk. And it says, Grand Architect Doretta Bosk. Make me a perception check. Ready.
17.
You hear footsteps coming towards the repository, and they're heavy. As you listen, you also hear a...
Fuck, okay. Yeah, it's like 40 degrees here.
Yeah,
Like
dear
an
listener,
owl.
we are suffering through this for you. We love you.
We don't know
But
how
this
to,
is heavy.
we don't know how to
play D&D anymore, it's that
Oh my god, we don't know how to translate this to Fahrenheit, but it's fucking hard.
I'm legitimately like a little bit panicked right now.
Okay.
I will look quickly for a desk or a cabinet that I can shove in front of the door opening.
Hello everyone, we're taking a small intermission, and I just wanted to let you all know that these episodes are made possible by our patrons over at patreon.com/DNDQNL, all letters DNDQNL. We really couldn't make this type of content if it weren't for those people backing us every month over at Patreon. Right now, everyone backing us on Patreon is getting shoutouts by their favorite characters from our cast, as well as receiving episodes early. So these podcasts that you're listening to now have already been available to Patreon users for a while now. Finally, our patrons always get a pre-sale so that they can be the first to get tickets for our new live shows whenever there's one available again. This way, they'll make sure they have a ticket because they always sell out so fast. So if you want to support the channel or help us further, or if you even just like the content that we're putting out in this way, please consider supporting us on Patreon because it really, really makes a world of difference. And to those already backing us on Patreon, thank you so much. You're amazing.
There are several small cabinets here in the room, or objects of a certain weight that you can try to use as a barricade.
So as you start pushing this small armoire in front of the vault door, you manage to, and you all hear this as suddenly there's a lot of commotion near the vault door, and you're like, oh shit. As this armoire is set in front of the vault door, you have a feeling it's sturdy, it's quite heavy, but it could possibly be pushed open with enough force. Okay, so you run back into the room and you see Ruddy now enter as you're opening this lockbox, which seemed to be of Maru, and you see there 3 books hidden inside it.
I go stand in the door opening and ready my attack when I get attacked.
Okay, you will see Ruddy now grasp her greatsword and stand near the edges, and you're like, what the fuck is happening?
And over my shoulder I say, "The dog and that woman are coming, so brace yourselves. And be quick."
You then hear on the vault door, and then the hound is howling the whole time. And then once more.
The room reverberates. Some of the books wiggle.
I ready an attack, like the.
What are you readying?
An Eldritch Blast.
There we
So
go.
once again, Goonie style, behind this hallway, you're like, pow! We're gonna stand ready. Then once more, what are you doing, Jessica and Eli?
Putting the books in the
knapsack.
In the knapsack.
Okay, so you gather Maru's books and you put them in the haversack that Virgo gave you, and
Wait,
they are
can
safe.
I look at them all? Can I look at them like real quick? Like, are they the books we need?
There is one called Physics of the First Age of Artifice by Doretta Bosk. There's one called Modry Folktales by Genuine Letterist. And there's one called Through the Veil of Life and Back by Marchesses of Nice.
All right,
That last one, I want to put it in my armor because nobody is getting it out of
Okay, so
of us
as
today.
you put it in the chest space
Yeah.
of your armor, at the same time, you hear the armoire being...
I ready myself to cast Bless on Jessica, Vanity, and Ruddy.
You can
You can do that now if you want
You can
to.
just do it.
But it lasts for 1 minute, so I don't know how long this
Right,
combat is
good,
going to be. So
good,
I'm
very
readying
good.
myself
18.
to do so.
The armoire...
Also, it requires concentration.
So Jessica, you pack it neatly in between your armor as the armoire in front of the vault door now slides open, and then you hear another, but this time much louder, as this reverberating rifle sound hits the vault door as it just scoots open. This immense force behind the vault door as there stands a silhouette fully covered by the lighting, ominously with this one hand on this rifle, a long billowing red cloak and this pointed leather helmet. And then you see a slight smile curl across the face as the hound just starts running towards you.
As the cabinet just explodes and pieces of wood just shoot towards you, you all manage to shield your eyes as some of them sort of hit the side of your face and sawdust, sort of little wood chips just come over you. You could have been blinded by this, but you ward your eyes pretty effective against the attack.
So, at that moment, Eli casts Bless, correct? What does this look like?
I will take one of my many holy symbols that I have dangling around the necklace that I wear. So I'm like, no.
You go through this
Tulsa.
Rolodex of
Yeah.
gods.
So
Yeah.
you take the holy symbol of Tulsa, the
Yeah.
Everstone, and as you light it, it's this round stone with 2 hands cradling it. And as you light it up, this holy glow begins to emit from it. As you all, Jessica, Eli, 3 people,
No,
right?
these
So
three, not
Jessica,
me.
Ruddy, and Vanity, you're currently blessed. So you feel this hopeful energy come over you, and you feel that whatever it is that stands in your path, you can take it. Then, Vanity had an action ready, an Eldritch Blast, correct?
Yes.
So roll me that attack roll, baby. The hound is also running towards you.
Yeah, you can target
you
the
can-
hound quite freely.
Yeah. So the red hand would have a little bit of cover. The hound does not.
Let's get rid of the hound.
Kill the hound.
19 to hit, so 13 plus 6.
So you blast the dog back as it whimpers. As you, it's almost this pink sparkle of light just impacts upon the hound. As the hound gets pushed back a little bit, you have agonizing blast.
Yes, so it's 7 plus 4, 11.
Okay, that's 11 damage on the dog. It shows its teeth at you as it is now more furious than ever.
Then we roll initiative because these were surprise rounds. What do we have on initiative?
21.
21 for Jessica.
Oh my god, Jessica is hyped.
A 10. Not very great.
Okay, then Ruddy.
9.
And then Vanity.
A solid 5.
Oh, and the
We are
hound has
so
a natural
confused.
20. So, as we start this combat, you are all in this hallway, and the hound is running towards you. The hound runs as fast as it can, so it's barking, and it lunges at. I think Ruddy
I'm
and
in
Jessica will be in the
doorway.
front.
Oh, yeah.
So it's gonna
But then
pounce
Ruddy could have a
on.
reaction, right? Because they had prepared an attack.
Did you?
Yeah, well, I was standing ready for
Okay,
them. Yeah.
so you can roll me your attack roll, and it's gonna pounce on you as well.
Yeah,
Look at
okay.
you with the rules.
14. I've
Oh, you have an AC of 15, so it misses by 1. So as the dog tries to pounce on you, it is in midair, and you see its menacing teeth with this armor on its head and back. And as you do that, you almost in slow motion whack its side as it just against the wall and lies there. You dodge its attack and you hit it. So roll me damage with 2d6.
it
11.
was 11.
11. So almost you cleave through this hound, and as it's there lying on the floor, it's bleeding profusely. It's trying to get up, but it's not really doing so well. Then it's Jessica's turn.
I don't like it.
Ooh,
The red hand is now slowly starting to walk into this.
I run up straight to her.
Okay, so if you are going to run towards
Yeah.
her, she still has the armor that's broken in between you and her. So you would have a little bit of a disadvantage attacking her. She hasn't yet broken through the barricade.
Then I'm gonna use my action to pull my sword out, and my bonus action to pull my other sword out.
Okay, and you walk towards her.
Yeah, very slow.
As you get closer and closer, your dark vision needs to adjust to the darkness of this room, as you're just seeing her silhouette, and behind her the light, so you can only see this dark silhouette. And as you run there across the hallway, you see this artifice rifle go slowly upwards. Then, I'm sorry, but it's the red hand's turn. So the red hand...
Don't do this.
You see a gun pointed towards you. You can almost look straight down the barrel as it is now going up until you're sort of your midriff level.
Oh shit.
What is the attack?
Oh god.
18, yeah.
18 total?
Yeah.
Well, I've got a 16 AC. However, as I press my sword down,
Oh my God.
push my hand forward, I cast shield.
Oh, so
Yes,
with that
yes.
last... Oh my god, this is epic. So with that last bit of lingering magic from the opal, or the pearl that Virgo gave you, you imagine yourself to be the receptacle of this arcane energy as she taught you, and from you starts billowing this energy. You feel it trickling down your spine again, almost like electricity, as you extend your hand to try and shield yourself desperately from this shot as this huge rifle is now staring you down. It shoots. You see this immense flash and flames coming towards you, and you're all reliving this nightmare. You're like, no, this can't be it. And as it shoots straight towards the head of Jessica, she just extends her hand, and this force field emits and blocks the entire hallway off. As you just see in flashes of light, it's almost like fireworks. It splash off the magnetic or the force field and just into the entire hallway. The ceiling is covered, the floor is covered, and you have the feeling that if this hit you, this would have been very bad. And you were standing there completely unscathed, now with an AC of 21. As a bonus action, I believe she is going to take her sword, and she's just going to run towards you. As you see now, there's this long sword in her red hand, this completely covered glove which goes to her fingers to her shoulder, as she just laughs and starts to run towards you. This completely stoic expression now making way for like madness. Then it is Eli's turn, as the red hand, as you just saw all of this, the shield of Jessica, as the red hand is now running towards Jessica and the others. The dog is still on the ground trying to get up.
I'm gonna.
Knew you were gonna
cast-
pick shield, bitch.
I'm gonna stand forward, pull one of the symbols off the chain that I have. That is gonna be the symbol of Svalbard. And I'm gonna pull it in my hand. I'm just gonna throw it forward with one action, and out of it, my sacred flame is just gonna.
So as you take
Fly out.
the symbol of Svalbard, the patron saint of Doran, of creativity and the forge. You thrust it forward, and from it emits this radiant light once more, but this time burning, almost like it's seething through your hands. And from below the red hand, she looks downward, almost like she sprung a trap. You see this rune appear below her, and this pillar of flame come from below her. That is a 13.
It's 8 plus my proficiency plus my 10. That is a 14.
A 14! So she just fails as she loses her footing slightly, as it just curls up her armor of her leg and burns her as she goes, roll me damage.
Clerics are sick. Take damage!
8?
Roll damage! I mean, it is 8 damage.
It is a
I'm back in the
fully
room now.
calculated blast, as Eli's out of spell slots, but not out of
No,
tricks
that
yet.
was a cantrip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just gonna stay there? Okay, then it is
yeah.
Ruddy's turn.
Okay, well, the moment I saw the red hand raise her weapon and shoot at Jessica, I go immediately in rage. I go in blind rage because this is not happening again. I run up to the red hand while she is being incinerated by Eli.
So Ruddy just walks forward, great sword in hand, just goes, "Rah!" And you start running through this hallway. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to hit her with my greatsword.
So roll me an attack roll!
Yes.
Wait, you can add a D4 to your attack rolls. Because of the bless that I cast on
and
you.
I would
I
also,
forgot the blast.
And you also forgot the reckless attack, so it'd allow you to do that again if you want to.
Oh yes,
But do
absolutely.
be aware that she can hit you with advantage then as
Yeah,
well.
I don't care.
Okay, so roll me a d4 to add it and another d20 roll.
It's a 20.
It's a 20?
Very dirty 20.
The 20 does hit. Yeah. Even though her armor is immensely thick, you slice through part of it and you see a strap break as part of the armor falls on the ground as you see her wince. Roll me
That's
damage.
right.
8 plus 4 is 12 plus 2 is 14.
Thank you for being better at
Quick
math.
math.
So, as you slice into the shoulder of the red hand, through the armored pieces, she winces at you and then makes a wicked smile. Then it's Vanity's turn. The Hound is still on the floor, and the Hound is next up in the initiative order.
So with melee, it's no. I can just attack him normally.
Yeah, just attack normally.
Okay, cute. Then I'm just gonna attack them with Eldritch Blast because I don't want them to bite anyone.
So as Vanity releases his Eldritch Blast once more, this pinkish, cackling energy, it's beautiful at first as it illuminates the room in pinkish colors, almost like fireworks, and then it hits the Hound.
All right, so that's 6 plus 6, 12 plus 1, 13.
13 hits. The Hound is a lot less armored than the Red Hand.
5 damage.
5 damage. So with this, Vanity, how do you kill this Hound?
It explodes into pink glitter.
As you release this energy, it's a little too close, and you cock a coy smile as the energy travels into the Hound. It's just like... as part of its armor just is blown off as part of the flesh is exposed, and it does not breathe anymore. Then it is Jessica's turn, and after that, it is the Red Hand again.
Ooh. As she tried to shoot me, I'm gonna be like angry and pissed. So I'm gonna action surge.
Oh! So you can take your turn now, and then another turn afterwards of not movement, but an action and a bonus action. So you have 2 actions, movement, and 2 bonus actions right now.
Yeah, so you can make 4 attacks after each other.
Well, I'm gonna do that for attacks.
Slicer.
Slice her once.
Whoa!
Natural 20.
Oh!
Slice her twice. Does a 17 hit?
Just hits.
Just
So
hits.
AC is 17,
Damn.
which is really high.
Yeah.
21, another hit.
And plus 18.
18.
So all 4 attacks hit,
And 1 is a crit.
and 1 is a crit. Okay, so that's 17 damage on the first attack. Jesus.
Yeah. That's 5.
It's 22 in total for now.
That's a 5 plus 3 again.
Yeah, let's say it's 30 in total.
Oh my fucking god, Jesus Christ.
Bye-bye.
Fighters are insane.
That's a 6 plus 3 again.
Oh, you have the fucking...
Oh, she has the bitch feature. I'm sorry. 39 damage.
So, explain me how this looks. So you wait for the moment of Red Hand to come to you with this large red glove, How do you do this?
Oh my god, Jessica.
I twirl, spin, flip, split, death drop while slicing her at the same time.
So as the red hand comes to you with a downward slash, you just immediately go into this fighter mode. As your action surge kicks in, you evade the first attack and slash upwards, and she's like, what the? And then you twirl around and slash her 3 more times in consecutive order, and she looks rather hurt as you deal 39 damage in a single turn of slashing damage, which all go through her armor precisely. And you, the rest of you, are all looking at Jessica like, where did this 17-year-old learn this?
I am so proud.
I am so not more in shock anymore. I'm like, does everyone deal up to 40 damage in a single combat?
On level 2.
I don't do it. 40 damage in a single
Paladin
combat.
in fighter territory, so you...
Like, this
There we
is
go.
crazy.
The red hand is now cornered by these 2 sort of gigantic damage inflictors now right in front of her.
But she's not dead?
No,
she's not.
really.
She looks still menacingly laughing at you, even though gritting through her teeth at these insane wounds. But she's still alive.
She sees 2 figures stand in front of her, one a whirling cloud of blades, and one that has now almost reached the point of exhaustion after relentless attack. And she is a smart cookie and goes for the one who's exhausted. She goes towards Ruddy. You see her grimacing. She's going to take from her back 2 hand pistols
What? What the hell?
and points one at Ruddy's kneecaps.
As you see, they seem to be single-shot flintlock pistols, artifice, as this cog quickly turns on the side of it as she loads them from her leg armor, and then makes 2 quick consecutive rolls.
She does a trip attack as you land on the ground, your kneecap completely busted.
You make a strength saving throw, though.
16 plus 6.
So the attack hits you as this flintlock pistol goes off in this chamber. It hits you, so it does damage. However, you manage to resist in your rage. You manage to resist to fall over. I'll roll damage. You go further.
Yeah, she goes for her offhand attack with the bonus action, as these are 2, we would compare them to hand crossbows. And you lean over a little bit, you manage to stand, but she rams the hand pistol towards your face and takes another shot.
Oh my god!
She deals. She rolls very high.
Natural 20.
Oh, shit.
Okay, ben je zo vaak, ben.
Wait. Just to order, the first attack, so you can take this halved, because you are raging still. The first attack is 17. So halved to, she rolled really high. 17 halved to 9. So it's 9 damage to you.
On the second one, you're not as lucky as you feel a bullet. Your jaw gets pierced by a bullet that goes from the top of your chin to your ear, and one part of your face is blown off.
I'm just showing this to Kevin because I did roll max damage on the second attack, which is
a
on
crit.
natural 20. So yes, and it was a crit. So that would be 24 damage on the second roll because it's 10 doubled plus 4,
Did she get it halved?
and then
But you get it
halved.
halved.
So that's 12 damage on the second attack. Are you still up?
I was going to ask, what is my HP again? Because
Ruddy, I have it here. Your HP is 25.
She's still standing.
Oh my god, so Ruddy, completely bloodied, almost down. I think you have like 2 hit points left then, don't you?
I have 21 damage on me. I have 4, right? 25.
Oh yeah, sorry.
4 HP.
So as the gargantuan raging Ruddy is almost downed in a single round, you fear for your life again what this Legionnaire can do, but then you see Ruddy just stand up and resist as this last piece of hope goes through you again.
Part of her jaw completely exposed, but a madness you've never seen before in her eyes.
I'm gonna step through and once again cast Sacred Flame.
Okay, so that is a 13 again on the saving
14.
throw. So roll me 1d8 damage.
As you all with a roar of shock see what happened to Ruddy, your courage is bolstered once again.
Damn it, Derk. That's my favorite Dungeons and Drag Queen saying. God damn it, Derk. Stop shooting everyone!
This is the killing blow.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, She had 2 HP left.
Oh, fuck yes.
Redemption.
So show me, how are you going to kill the Red Hand in this scenario?
I'm gonna stand through and I'm gonna move Ruddy out of the way and I'm gonna go directly to her forehead with the symbol and burn into her skull my fucking holy fire.
So in one pull, you get Ruddy out of the way, who is now profusely bleeding through the left side of her, and you, as the Red Hand did with Ruddy, you push your fist into the face of the Red Hand as a sacred flame bursts from your fingers, and you feel the skin under your fingers melt.
As the symbol of Svalbard once again starts to sear with all these flickering flames in beneath, and she just screams out as she does, echoing through this hallway, and everyone's probably hearing this in this entire place. But as you do, the Red Hand's face is now on the same part where her red arm is. A red mark appears on her face as she's burning intensely, and then just sinks into the ground as Eli stands there before Ruddy, almost like a guardian spirit with the Svalbard symbol in hand.
You hear rapid footsteps from almost, I think this is gonna be maybe 300 feet away from you. You have to act now very quickly. You're in the room, you've got the books. What are you going to do?
The first thing I do is I turn to Ruddy, I said, Ruddy, can you run?
Fuck yeah.
You see a number of things, by the way, on the Red Hand. As you gather closer, you see the red glove on her arm. It has arcane symbols embedded in the inner side of it.
They're long red gloves.
Yeah, and they're now disconnected, it seems, from the armor. And she has on her belt, where the flintlocks were put, almost like an artifice cogwork clock, which they were attached to. And these seem to be instantly of interest to you. And the pistols, of course.
What do you do? Go, go,
I
go,
grab
go,
her
go!
belongings, I use Mask of Many Faces, and I become her and run.
So you go back to the guards, through the hole that was completely obliterated.
As you see Vanity now instantly, almost within a couple seconds, take the appearance of the Red Hand. You'll try to stay as silent as possible as you're biting through the pain, as Vanity just walks towards the door, and then
As soon as she does this, I'm gonna kind of stagger forward a little bit and act like I'm really injured, and I'll be like, no, mercy, please.
So
I
roll
was
me
just running out of the... A what?
deception check with advantage.
Oh, nice. 19 plus 6, 25.
So you run out, and you see then Quinto, the custodian, and 2 other younger guards who are kind of looking like their first day on the job. And Quinto looks towards you, and then his eyes widen a bit, almost like he's afeared to see you. He is going to make an investigation check on your illusion. So, and as he looks towards you, squints his eyes, and he still looks afeared as he says, "What is going on there?"
Quickly, you have to go grab them. They went outside that way. Run! Go!
And do you back him to the correct way where the fight was actually happening?
Oh, obviously not. I back him then towards like the
Quinto scowls.
complete different direction from also where we would have to exit somehow.
Quinto scowls at you, and he looks super angry, like you're stepping on his turf.
Now!
And he then winces a bit as you say that, and he moves the other guards to walk that way, and he just looks at you for just a moment longer, and then, almost like a power play, and then walks away through the corridor.
In the meantime, you have found some windows that are very raggedy built, and it's still some of the old rotten wood. These are some of the windows that you saw from the outside, and they can be easily removed.
Ruddy, are you strong enough to break through one of these windows?
Yeah, I feel much better. I feel much better. Thank you for that weird lemonade. I will go to one of the most like broken-ish windows or old windows and just bash it open.
Okay, and with your foot you yeehaw the window open.
Give me a good yeehaw, please.
Yeehaw!
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, it is no problem for you and
New
your
ringtone.
fit muscular body. You yeehaw it open, and there's now a small entrance to outside. You're still on the first floor, so the climb out should be fairly easy.
I plunk down into the bushes.
Yeehaw!
After yeehaw, you plunk down, there's been plunked, and now you're all, I think, like down in the bushes underneath the ledge on which the window
And you
was built.
hear a lot of shouting on the other side, because you point
When
them in the
we're-
right direction, on the other side of the facility, and you get the feeling that you have a means of escape now through the courtyard and
Yeah.
back out the front door.
Okay, well, while we're still laying in the bushes, I realize and I ask, do you have the damn book?
I got it.
And Jessica pulls it.
Pulls it out of my boobs.
From her chest socket, the chest armor space.
Let's get out of here, please. I'm sweaty.
So as
me too.
you have the books, you run as fast as you can, but silently go out of the front door, and there's no guards to be seen as you make it out into the Doranese night safely. As you're traveling back, you take a look at all of the stuff that you've taken from this so-called Vault of Lies. You take a look at the alchemical clock that you found on the body of the Red Hand, from which he took the small flintlock pistols. It is an intricate artifice device which seems to be able to hold two of these smaller implements. You take a look at the red glove, the long red gloves of the Red Hand, and Ruddy, these strike you as particularly interesting. While they have the arcane runes embedded on the palm and then all the way up the arm, what strikes you mostly is that they smell slightly of home. As you look closer at them, you notice that they're made of this hide. Auroch hide, to be specific. These are a type of bison which are generally cultivated and herded in northern Alberia near the grasses, typically and traditionally by those of the herd. As you hold them in your palms, you wonder where the Red Hand might have gotten these from, as you pull them slightly closer to your being. And I believe you said that you took the flintlock pistols, right, Vanity? As you look at them closer, they only hold one shot each, as this is relatively primitive artifice technology. However, they are very lightweight, they are quick and easy to fire, but mostly easy to conceal, it seems, as you hadn't seen them on the Red Hand before. To wrap up, I would like to say that as you're going back to the mansion, you take a quick look through the book, so as a foreshadowing for next live show, and as you skim through the pages of Through the Veil of Life and Back by Marchesses of Nice, you find a short introduction which notes that Marchesses lived almost 700 years ago and was the founder of the Listore, the University of Alberia. As you flick through the book, you see a very consistent theme, that of illustrations of a crimson crystalline rock, and that of a map of sort of ley lines or veins across the Montclair's lands, culminating in pockets of sorts. One in the east, near the city of Gelden, the capital. One one north in a place called Charlevière. One in the south in a place called Arlevaux, and one to the west. Atop the loosened glade. This text is written in Elvish, it seems, though Marchesses of Nice seem to be an Alberian scholar, as Nice is the capital of the empire. But you can read it, Eli, and it's quite peculiar to you. And as you see that they talk about these rituals of rebirth, of getting someone back from beyond the veil of the spirit realm, which is connected heavily to the Montclair's faith, of the fact that your spirits linger on the earth somewhere. And then as you get to the end, where the answer would be, you see that there are at least 10 torn out pages. And one last thing goes through your head as you're reading these things. The answer is probably somewhere still lying, and you know exactly where it is. And that's where we'll end the session.
God damn it.
Fucking major bummer. Oh my god.
Oh, wait, one
that really
more thing.
depends on whose character you're playing right now.
Hey babes! Before you continue watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out our D&Drag Patreon, where you can help us develop this crazy show further.